just one word that I can say.
A little crude for my taste, but heck yeah.
What in the name of Mother 3? Oh, hey!
Awesome, if somewhat confusing. Let's do this.
Hey, Linkara.
Hey, Juario. Hey, Suede.
Hey, Linkara. Hey,
What, you two gonna make fun of me again?
You know what? No, we're not. I apologize for the way we acted, and I realize we were out of line. Juario, if you are more comfortable feeling or dressing like a woman, we most certainly cannot and will not judge you for it. You go ahead and get more in touch with your feminine side, sir. We won't hold you back.
Huh? Dude, I just wanted to be a girl because girls are hot. What? Did you... jeez. You guys, not everything's a cry for help. Look, I'm tired of the whole issue, so I'll just go back to being a guy so we can forget the whole thing, okay?
Okay.
Well, hello there. Are you a boy or a
Boy.
girl? Well, excuse me, princess.
All right, Mr. Freaky Voice Guy, we're rested and ready for the next level. Do your worst.
I am not a freaky voice guy. You people certainly took your sweet time, didn't you? And this raid production will never be done.
Wait, you're not even going to begin beta testing until we've reviewed all 15 stupid movies? What kind of Valvian production schedule is that? Wait, are we the only beta testers?
Heck, by the time we finish, it'll probably be 18 movies.
Silence!
What, so the Pokemon Company is placing the future of a potentially game-changing property in the hands of 3 guys?
Ironically, considering the nature of most of the movies.
Enough! You 3 are getting on my nerves. Look, do you love Pokemon?
Yes.
Do you want to play the very first Pokemon MMO?
Yes.
Are you willing to do whatever it takes to play it?
Yeah, but
Are you?
you can't just...
Are you?
Yes.
Good. Now repeat after me. We're all Pokemon fans.
We're all Pokemon fans.
We all have different opinions.
We all have different opinions.
I don't.
And we hereby agree to beta test the MMO for no compensation. Worth a shot. Behold the second trial, Pokemon the Movie 2000, the power of one.
I'm not sure I can keep this up, guys.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Pokemon the Movie 2000 was released sometime near the turn of the century, I think, and Pokemania was still in full swing. Most of the people who loved Pokemon were of the age that it wasn't embarrassing to go see them on the big screen, and those who were older than the target demographic had plenty of relatives they could use as an alibi. This movie was just as much of an event as the first for Pokemon fans. Heck, you could understand getting even more hyped for this one after seeing the poster. It made it seem like everything was more legendary and big this time around. It was even better than the Japanese poster, for Pete's sake. How could it go wrong?
Not to mention you got some awesome trading cards out of it too.
Alright, let's get started. We once again open on a dramatic voiceover, filling us in on the central theme of the movie, while a Slow King wonders why he's staring at the
Hey,
ocean.
why are you so quick to say it's a boy? Slow King do have a 50% chance of being female, you know. Yeah, it's a boy.
We hear a prophecy about 3 titans who, when their equilibrium is disturbed, will bring about the end of the world, even though a greater titan will show up to stop the fighting. But he needs the help of a chosen one to beat them. However, the great titan won't help the chosen one until he reunites 3 treasures. You know what? This prophecy seems kind of lame, doesn't it?
You kidding? It's downright stupid. I've never gotten why prophecies have to always be so vague. This one doesn't even have the "everyone has the freedom to choose" clause for being vague. It's just a set of instructions told in poetry format. Would it have killed the guy who wrote it to say, "In case of apocalypse, bring the 3 jewels that represent each titan together and then it'll get better"?
Well, it seems like it was specific enough for this guy, whoever he is.
Yeah, this guy, whom we've never been introduced to before, is convinced that the 3 titans of fire, ice, and lightning are in fact the legendary Pokemon Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Even though the prophecy could easily refer to Kyurem, Zekrom, and Reshiram, but of course we'll let that slide once again, as those games haven't been invented yet.
Once he receives coordinates from the Exposition 3000, he heads off to the Holy Crap!
Who is this guy?
Why does he have a pneumatic chair that rises through his Sistine Chapel-sized ceiling into a flying steampunk fortress of death?
Okay, when did this character suddenly become amazing? I mean, sure, it's goofy and over the top, but I just want to keep watching to know this guy's story. How did he get this thing? Why does he want the birds?
And how does he keep his Doomcopter afloat when the blades don't spin nearly fast enough?
Hey, maybe the propellers are just wind generators that power the anti-graviton or something.
That just raises further questions!
Well, unanswered questions or not, we see this guy. Does he even have a name?
Yeah, it's Lawrence the Third. I'm sure they mention it somewhere.
Right, well, we see him pursue the living Olympic torch using this bizarre interface that looks like a crappy pre-alpha build for a tactical RPG.
Oh, Larry, you can't catch creatures in the context of a game? That's just silly.
So after he defeats the rocks with ice bombs, what the heck, he finally attacks Moltres with the same projectiles to weaken him.
Odd, considering ice isn't very effective against fire.
No, that's a sound strategy if he wants to catch him. I mean, you obviously don't want to make him faint, then you'll never be able to catch him. Man, I hated that when that happened.
Wouldn't it be easier to catch the thing if it was unconscious and immobile?
Oh, look at the pretty animation.
Ooh.
Ah.
So Lupin the Third here finally catches the Titan of Fire and does what every person in his position would do. He gloats.
Well, I've taken the first piece without much difficulty. It's like a simple game of chess.
No it isn't.
Hey Suede, want to play a game of chess with me?
Do I ever? I love chess.
Ooh, me too. I get to face the winner.
Wait, what are you... Oh!
Yeah!
Must be getting old. Kids these days with their battle chess and their ruptured spleens.
Checkmate! Oh.
Our man Lawrence does his best Malcolm McDowell impression and declares his villainous intention.
Bring together all 3. Their treasures combined tame the beast of the sea, Lugia.
Yeah, and destroy the world, you jerk! What, you don't believe in that particular part of the prophecy?
Shh, it's time for the insanely over-the-top American opening.
This Sunday, 3 Titans clash against the supremely ambiguous power of 1. O-N-E-1.
What's the title of this movie again?
Beats me, I thought it was Pokemon 2000.
Says on IMDb it's Pokemon the Movie 2000.
Well, let's not fight about it. I don't want us to have a title match. Get it? Because it's the title of the movie and we'd fight about it and like a title match.
Hey Suede, want to play chess?
So, the movie finally starts in earnest, and we're reunited with our favourite trio of underage poachers. Ash Ketchum, Pokemon trainer and Dimbulb extraordinaire. Misty, slumming gym leader and feminine touch. And then, of course, there's Tracy Sketchin.
Boo!
Hey, why is there so much hate for Tracy anyway? Sure, he doesn't have the endearing lovesick quirks of Brock, making him essentially a zero-note character, but that's not usually a reason to hate on a character. Heck, at least he's not annoying.
I think that's just it. He replaced Brock, which a lot of viewers had really developed a connection to. That, and he was the first character to replace another one, so there really wasn't any precedent of changeable companions. It's actually a funny story. The Japanese director of the show ordered Tracy's creation after realizing that international audiences might find Brock a racist stereotype.
So, in attempting to be more politically correct, the company made a product everyone hated.
Exactly.
I swear that sounds familiar.
Get on with it!
I always thought it was because he was the only companion to get a last name. Moving on.
Our heroes, realizing it's a beautiful day, decide to show off their animation budget.
No, wait, Ash, that's Tarzan.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened before. I mean, how are you supposed to tell the difference? All the Pokeballs look the same.
And of course, we see Team Rocket following in hot pursuit for poorly established reasons.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
But of course, this piece cannot last, as our heroes are once again put through a massive storm that just, I don't know, appears out of nowhere.
Well, it worked out fine for them in the last film.
You know, Rayquaza really sucked at his job before he was invented.
We're way off course. That's Shamudi.
Shamuti?
Shamuti? Shamuti?
Shamuti?
Shamudi.
Turns out the weather's going crazy all over the place, including in Ash's hometown of Pallet.
Good morning, Delia.
Delia? Ash's mom has a name?
I always thought it was just Mom. Mom Ketchum.
That certainly would have made it awkward in high school.
Pokemon are more in tune with nature than we are. When something goes wrong, they can sense it. And I'm afraid something somewhere is going terribly wrong.
Foreshadowing.
Irony.
But vast and unexplained meteorological phenomena will have to take a back seat. After all, Ash is finally getting some luck with the ladies.
Hey, her hair's doing that Miyazaki thing.
Oh, and Misty, try not to get jealous.
How does she know her name?
And why are all these shots framed so badly?
Oh, that's for kids at work again. They cropped the film to full screen because they were under the impression that kids didn't like widescreen.
Well, obviously.
I mean, just look at the horrible box office records for such widescreen trash as, the entire Don Bluth and DreamWorks catalog and most of Disney. Clearly the widescreen was what killed them. Kids hate that crap.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger. At least I didn't mention the whole Titan God thing. They changed the word they used for the legendary birds from God to Titan.
But they're clearly Greek-style gods of the elements.
What, they felt they couldn't make any reference to a deity? When frickin' Disney had the Greek gods and even had the Christian god involved at one point? That's just stupid!
Hey, don't you start playing chess with me, mister. I didn't do it.
Ugh. So it appears that the inhabitants of Shamuti...
Shamuti?
Shamudi.
The girl who's hard to get.
Anyway, the inhabitants of the island are apparently in the middle of an annual cultural celebration surrounding the three legendary birds. The girl who got all up in Misty's grill is meant to be playing a key role in the main ceremony, but is uncomfortable in the role and feels restricted by her island's backwards lifestyle.
Well, you can hardly blame her when apparently Ash is the only Pokemon trainer on the island. Well, at least they have to act that way, as the ceremony also revolves around a chosen one, which is apparently meant to be a Pokemon trainer. Wait, did they have Pokemon trainers back in Prophecy times?
Probably. Wait till we get to the fourth movie. They have steampunk Pokeballs.
Really? That sounds awesome.
It isn't.
And of course, since 4Kids didn't want to, save money, they replaced the soundtrack here from traditional Japanese folk to Caribbean calypso.
But I thought 4Kids wanted to stamp out ethnicity. Isn't Caribbean just as ethnic?
Don't bother, Suede. Ours is not to question why.
And she says, no, but I have crabbies.
I'm not touching that one.
neither.
Nothing to see here.
Hey, actual pineapples.
Yeah, because remember, this is before berries took over.
Pokemon's basically a retcon nightmare, isn't it? That's mainly what I'm getting from rewatching these.
Oh, you know you love it.
Whatever. Pikachu, sensing something big is going down, grabs Ash's beloved hat and, I guess, just kind of hurries him along, as he was going to leave anyway? Hey, where's Team Rocket? We haven't seen them in a while, but... Oh, there they are.
Hey, was that Team Rocket?
I think we killed them.
Yay.
To Disturb not the harmony of fire, ice, and lightning.
Thank you for that. Why are you here again?
Why, to show off another Generation 2 Pokemon, of course.
Really? Lugia wasn't enough? Well, they've already shown us that Peekaboo was just a childish fever dream, so why not?
So of course the storm kicks up and Melody and Misty give chase, worried about Ash's welfare, while engaging in catty banter.
You sure are sensitive about somebody who's not your boyfriend. He's not my boyfriend! He's a boy and he's a friend, but he's not a boyfriend!
You talking about me?
That's our Tracy. Da 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 da. Wah.
And now the news.
Ash and Pikachu land on the first island. And when I say land, well, I mean it.
And then the others follow suit. And when I say follow suit...
Hey! Are you guys okay?
They seem stranded until Melody has an idea with dubious physical application.
It flies?
No, Tracy. You see, this is why people don't like you.
It's a shame, as he's a lot smarter in the Japanese version.
Meanwhile, Ash and Pikachu have found their first sacred stone.
Suddenly Team Rocket show up just in time to be out-entranced.
By a boat!
You know, the bottom of that boat should really be shredded by now.
After Ash is reunited with his posse and Jessie asks him to draw her like one of his Finch girls, out of nowhere Zapdos shows up
Wait, you missed something important.
What?
This is the part where Jessie and James's relationship is finally spelled out.
Huh? She's just cautioning him on the dangers of the opposite sex. That's not decisive at all.
Not in the Japanese version.
クーラー、男女交際好きだ嫌いだでガキンチョが揉めるな。10年早い。
僕たちお兄さんお姉さん5年遅い。
どっちにしろおめえらはラブラブとは無縁だんや。
First of all, 5 years older, Jessie and James are 15? What? Second of all, Labu Labu? Japan has known about this for how long?
12 years, it seems.
Ah, thanks, 4Kids. Keep the mystery alive when it's been sold for 12 years. Man, I'm old.
Yeah, that is depressing.
Oh, cry me a river. I ran store when Red and Blue came out. Don't talk to me about being old.
Yes, Mr. Carmichael.
Now cut that out!
Pikachu, it's Zapdos.
Zapdos wreaks general havoc and proclaims, through Meowth translating Pikachu's electric transmission somehow, that he claims the island as his own.
Hey, I just realized something.
What's that?
Ash somehow knew it was Zapdos on sight. Normally the kid doesn't know any Pokemon from a hole in the ground. Why didn't he whip out his Pokedex?
Hey, you're right. I'd actually like to see the entry for Zapdos. Zapdos, the electric Pokemon. Duh. Normally, it resides in a power plant, but for the purposes of this movie, it lives on an island. Run! Run for your life, you mad, rash hua.
Then our favorite nondescript villain appears to trap Zapdos, now that it's been weakened.
Not only is Zapdos apparently subdued by electricity, which should have little to no effect on him, the whole gang and the freaking boat get somehow collectively mistaken for a giant bird and brought along for the ride. Why not?
All right, that means we finally get to hear Larry's backstory, right?
Hey, what's this? Disturb not the harmony of fire, ice, or lightning.
Heard it!
That's what we call a double beat, writers. Lose them.
I'm afraid I'm not a trainer, young lady. I am merely a collector. But
That's disgusting! The way you talk, it's like Pokemon are just things to collect, like dolls or stamps!
Oh, this is rich. Yes, do. Enlighten us, Misty. Enlighten us on the evils of capturing and collecting Pokemon for your own amusement. Oh, heaven forbid this man should collect Pokemon for purely aesthetic value while you force them into legalized cockfights.
Gotta catch 'em all. Perhaps you've heard that phrase. It's only the flippant slogan of the entire company. First the anti-fighting message in the first movie, and now this, an anti-collection message. What's next, an anti-breeding message? Way to slam your own merch, 4Kids.
The funniest part is that, once again, it's not how it goes down in the Japanese version.
Oh, you're kidding.
You see, in that version, Misty is simply asking why he's capturing them in such a cruel manner, instead of in the Pokeballs like everybody else.
Hey, that's actually a good point. Why doesn't he?
コレクターなのだ。実物をこの眼で見れてこそコレクションと言える。
So why doesn't he just put them in a Pokeball?
I'm pretty sure the code of Pokemon or something dictates that they have to obey his will if he manages to capture them in the traditional method. Then he could just let them out and say, stand there and look pretty.
At least now we finally have a plot point that was stupid even in the infallible Japanese version.
You guys can be loud.
I began my collection with a Mew card, and now I have all this.
That's it? That's all you're gonna give us?
He went from an ancient Mew trading card to a steam-powered Helifortress. Impressive.
Oh, come on, there's gotta be more to it than that. There's more in the Japanese version, right, JW?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. And?
You got a booklet at the ticket office where you find out his mom died.
And?
That's it.
Moving on!
After Larry releases them, we see that hundreds of Pokemon are heading for the island for some reason. The water Pokemon go by sea.
Hey, Ekans isn't a water type.
And the flying Pokemon go by air, leaving all the other types on the cliffs, wishing they had wings, or lamenting their weakness to water, I guess.
You know, this was an ill-conceived plan in hindsight.
With me now are Professor Samuel Oak and Professor Felina Ivy to help shed some light on this phenomenon.
Samuel? Yeah, they're just throwing out the first names today, huh?
You'd think he'd have some kind of, wood-themed name, like cedar or plywood.
How come you never told me this?
I have a first name? Is it the same as my grandson's? I hope not. People keep telling me
Moving on! Long story short, Oak says that the three Pokemon together create the ocean currents and keep the harmony of the ocean in check.
Which got a much more scientific explanation in the Japanese version.
And that the Pokemon apparently sensed the disruption and are moving towards the islands to see if they can help out. Not a great explanation, but good enough for a kid's movie.
What if the ancient legend is coming true?
If it is true, all intelligent life will be destroyed.
Where'd you come to that conclusion? It just said destruction, not annihilation.
Crap, it worked so well against Mewtwo! I mean, I died and all, but still!
Now, Ash, not all problems can be solved by body checking them!
I choose you, Charizard!
I obey you now, for some reason. And yes, nitpickers, I checked that out. The movie came out in Japan on July 17th, 1999, and the episode where Charizard finally learns to trust Ash was aired on July 22nd. Deal with it.
You okay, dude?
And that was where Tracy got ripped off.
Huh?
In the Japanese version, this was his shining moment. He figures out that Pikachu's electricity would convert Squirtle's water into hydrogen and oxygen, and then Charizard's fire would ignite the gases into a big boom. So he warns the others.
But why would they cut that?
Who knows? Maybe he looked too ethnic when he said it. I don't even care anymore, man.
Anyway, Moltres and Zapdos are free, so of course they immediately begin gorgeously animated fighting, causing the airship to go down. Larry seems remarkably calm about all this. Oh, bollocks.
Ah, just kidding. Legendary birds are meant to fight, not like this.
Not like this!
Quick, we may need this!
Yo, dog, I heard you like boats!
Boatception.
Ash brings the ancient stones to the altar, but shock horror, one is still missing! Meanwhile, our headliner appears, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Ah, pretty.
Aww. I think you got him!
Then, of course, it's revealed that Ash is the chosen one for really realsies.
Well, that's stupid! That prophecy could be referring to any Ash!
But the legend says its song will fail.
And thus the earth shall turn to ash.
Now that would be awesome.
Focus, people!
Ash, of course, takes this knowledge that he's the chosen one and goes and does what he was about to do anyway and retrieve the final Dragon Ball. Yeah, whatever. But not before making a glorious pun.
Yeah, you're right. I can do it. I'm the chosen one. Right now, I feel more like the frozen one.
Da 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 da. Good thing we had our seatbelts on. Where are the pilots?
They're dead!
Oh. Well, after a good old-fashioned heel-face turn from Team Rocket, Ash retrieves the sphere and puts it in his dimensionally transcendental pocket. Lugia then offers him a ride to the altar, as they trash their ride just like the 5 other modes of transport that have been trashed today.
Why didn't Ash just ride Lugia there as well? It obviously wasn't for safety reasons. He was attacked by the birds either way.
While Ash is riding Lugia, we get the height of the card speech from it.
Lugia! Why are all those Pokemon down there?
Because they feel they must be here in case they are needed.
In case they... Where the heck were these guys 15 minutes ago? I'd say we could have used them!
But what could they do to help?
They are not sure, and that is why they are here.
What do you mean?
That just one Pokemon could help the world would be worth the journey for thousands of them any day. But this day, the one that can make all the difference is you.
You know, this is the part of the movie that really falls down for me.
Huh?
This whole power of one deal. This isn't one individual overcoming adversity or a triumph of the human spirit. Name one important moment in this movie where Ash has not needed any help.
He didn't need help coming up with that Frozen One singer.
Care for a game of chess, Suede?
Oh, you guys. Now then, the final conflict rears its ugly head as Larry makes one final attempt to capture Lugia, sending him to the bottom of the ocean.
Man, Pikachu always has to keep Ash alive, doesn't he?
Hey, all you water-type Pokemon, you're needed now! You are all needed! Come save the Chosen One! No? Well, thanks for the plot cul-de-sac. You guys look really cool.
Shh. It's time for the line that launched 1,000 fanfics.
Huh?
I'll go look for him. And Dash is never really alone because he's got me.
Oh, that.
Well, hello.
Oh, come on. They're like 10 years old.
That doesn't mean a relationship can't develop. I mean, sure, it's platonic now, but girls develop crushes earlier than boys, and Ash can get older and taller. What?
You were a Poke shipper, weren't you, Suede?
No! Just because Pokemon was the first fandom I experienced fanfiction from doesn't mean I had any preferences in shipping.
He totally was. You were heartbroken when she left, weren't you, Suede?
Now you listen here. Whether or not I shed any tears when the trio parted ways is none of your...
this is just precious.
Enough! You're nearly at the end. Suede's incredibly dorky pastimes are not important right now.
Thank you! Gosh!
I bet he looked up Ash Misty romance hints on Angel Fire.
Hey, shut up! Ugh. So Ash places the crystal, activating Laser Floyd and flooding the altar with Ecto Cooler. Then Melody plays the theme song and... What?!
I was just gonna say that in the Japanese version, the glowing stones matched up to the music a lot better. Although the Western version did a decent job.
Oh, yeah, I guess that is pretty cool.
After the Song of Storms is played, everything returns to normal. The birds are at peace, and Lugia makes a water rainbow all the way across the sky.
What does it mean?
We were completely pointless.
Oh, hey, man. What?
Oh, the things I said about you on TV.
And remember, every day
is Ash Wednesday.
Hey, it looks like it's time for our plot closure regarding the villains of the piece.
Lots of people saw what you did out there. And all of them are watching you right now.
Oh.
Are they looking at us?
Team Rocket knows who we are.
And they know we saw them do something that will get them fired.
How it all began, and how I'll begin again.
Boy, he didn't learn anything, did he?
You shoehorned in pop music that has nothing to do with the plot. Well, actually, to be fair, they did write a theme for this movie, and they got Donna Summer, of all people, to sing it. I guess we should be glad they didn't go with some of her other popular songs.
Then the shoehorned in stuff comes in.
Sweet merciful crap! What is this noise?
It's Weird Al Linkara, but not as we know him.
Mood whiplash! Mood whiplash!
It's in my head! It's in my head! So, that was Pokemon 2000. Was it good?
Not really!
Did we enjoy it?
Heck yeah! I'm sorry though, I have to bring this up again. What makes Ash so gosh darn Jiminy Williker special? How is this movie at any point about the power of one? Hey, let's count the characters that helped Ash out. Heck, Melody was one of the few supporting movie characters with something resembling a character arc. Just make the movie about her. Ash had help every single step of the way, and even when he didn't, he should have. Give the ball to Tracy, you dip. Let him do it. Heaven knows he needs something to do.
Funnily enough, the movie isn't even called The Power of One in Japanese. It's called Revelation Lugia. So I guess you could pin that one on 4Kids. Apart from that, though, the animation is beautiful as usual, the music is great, the premise is still a decent setup for an epic set piece, and even Larry does a good job of being a one-note villain.
Overall, if you're grown up and have no interest in Pokemon, give it a miss. However, if you have kids to entertain, it's a pretty colourful distraction and you won't be bored. For Poke fans though, it's another winner with plenty to make fun of and lots of nostalgia. Riff on it with your friends.
Excellent! You have passed the second trial admirably. You may now prepare for the next trial. Return here when you are ready for Pokemon the Movie 3.
Man, you're lucky that one's my favorite. I'm starting to lose patience with this.
It is kind of tiring, isn't it?
I don't feel pressured, you guys. If I have to, I'll take on the bad movies myself.
Aw, Suede, don't feel bad.
We'll always be ready. In case we're needed.